the least we want is accountability and answerability. That's the least we, the air passengers, want. We, the air passengers, demand. And we are asking this question and we are making these demands with greater anger in our voice because we are not getting an answer. The fact of the matter is, as we all know, a templated reply, ladies and gentlemen, completely templated reply has been given out by the airlines. The problem is, there is a problem that the airlines have. And I have a feeling that the passengers have not been given clear answers. The passengers on their part and the media have become very active and almost activist, and rightly so, because we are worried. Every time we take an airline, every time any loved one takes an airline, we are worried about what's going to happen to the airline, and no, we are not being paranoid. Ladies and gentlemen, if Air India thinks we are being paranoid, they are wrong. An Air India Boeing Dreamliner, which was supposed to fly from Delhi to Bengaluru at 8:30 a.m., this is a report of 16th, was vacated. Passengers were asked to board another aircraft at 10:30 a.m. on Delhi's IGI Terminal 3. The flight was rescheduled to 1:30 p.m. allegedly, with the passengers stuck on the Delhi IGI airport. What we want to know is what was going on. This is not like watching Doordarshan in the old days and saying there is a takniki kharabi. This is about the lives of the passengers. You can't be carted from one plane to the other, ladies and gentlemen, so easily. And just be told, we will give you refreshments. We will put you in a hotel if necessary, but don't ask more questions about what happened. We will ask questions because we are paying passengers. A Saudi Airlines flight carrying 250 Hajj pilgrims encountered a technical snag. The visuals are very scary. These are the pictures of the Saudi Airline 250 Hajj pilgrims take off from Jeddah, landing in Lucknow around 6:30 a.m. Huge landing gear issue. Smoke and sparks observed from the left wheel. It's all captured on camera shortly after landing. This is getting very serious. We have a civil aviation crisis in this country. In fact, it shouldn't just be called an Air India crisis. We should call it a civil aviation crisis. It's an aviation crisis that we are facing. Hashtag aviation crisis. Viewers, now Air India can't be touchy about being criticized. What is going on, Air India? Another Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner Air India 315 takes off from Hong Kong to New Delhi, has to make a return journey. Why? Because of a technical glitch mid-air. Now, when we ask what was the technical glitch, we are told it is, as per our initial information, a problem with the engine 2 fuel filter bypass ICAS message, EICAS message. EICAS means it's a maintenance problem, not a pilot error. EICAS monitors engines, hydraulics, electricals, flight controls and fuel systems, which means that this can be a potentially catastrophic problem. Just because eventually the plane landed back safely after making a return trip does not mean that there was no imminent danger. There was a danger, and it is in response to that danger that the plane came back. We are also told, why are you making a big deal of smaller problems that people are facing? I would like to run some videos. Arzu Sethi from Jaipur says there's no air conditioning inside the Air India Express flight for 5 hours in Dubai. That's her video. Akash, another Air India passenger, travels from Delhi to Ahmedabad. Let me show his video. He had flown in the now crashed Boeing 787. He puts out a video about experiencing faults in the plane. There's another video, Amsterdam to Delhi, water is dripping, ladies and gentlemen, from various spots inside the plane. Now we're told, why are you complaining? That plane didn't crash, why are you complaining? Should passengers complain only in a near crash situation? What is the answerability of these airlines? Why have they been given a long rope? And the only option you have tonight as passengers is to start raising your voice as loud as possible. These airlines can do nothing. They can't take you on, they can't blackmail you, they can't pressurize you. You have the hand, you have the upper hand. All passengers need to do is unite against these arrogant airlines. We need to make them answer. We need to make them answerable. What are passengers really paying for? I have 4 questions. Comfort and safety, or a gamble with their lives? What are passengers really paying for? Are they paying for faulty machines that return midair, no AC, or planes that crash into residential neighborhoods? Why do technical glitches happen so often across fleets, from serious ones, fuel filter failures, to landing gear sparks? How long will we be told these are just close calls before we admit there is a systemic crisis in the aviation industry? And what does it reveal about our regulatory architecture? How long do passengers have to crowdsource video evidence of the failure of the airlines? And finally, is this a maintenance crisis, or is there a deeper structural compromise in fleet integrity? Because airlines only want to make more and more profit margins. Now, the airlines must know the passengers are very aware, very united, and very well researched. It's the airlines which have no option now. They want to be in the aviation business. They better listen.